Heaven and hell are not places you go. They're states you live in. And once you understand what Jesus was actually pointing to, the entire message of the gospel changes from a story about the afterlife into a manual for awakening right now. Most people were taught to imagine heaven as a distant realm in the sky and hell as a pit of fire beneath the earth. But Jesus spoke in metaphors, symbols, and parables, because he was describing inner realities, not geography. And tonight, you're going to see those teachings from a completely different angle. Let's begin with something most people never question. If heaven and hell are physical locations you travel to after you die, why did Jesus keep saying, "The kingdom is within you"? Why did he insist that the door to heaven is something you enter with your heart, your mind, your way of seeing? Why did he speak of fire, darkness, and punishment with the same symbolic style he used for seeds, lamps, and lost sheep? It's because these stories were never meant to frighten you. They were meant to wake you up. Take Matthew 25 verse 46, a verse many people point to when talking about eternal punishment. It says, "And these shall go away into everlasting punishment, but the righteous into eternal life." Most people read that and picture two destinations. Good people go one way, bad people go the other, forever. But the original language reveals something surprising. Punishment doesn't mean torture. It means correction, a pruning, like a gardener trimming branches so the tree can grow freely. And eternal doesn't mean endless time. It means outside of time, a state. So when Jesus spoke of eternal punishment, he wasn't describing a cosmic prison. He was describing the natural consequence of living in spiritual ignorance, an inner state where the ego is in control, where fear becomes your master, where you feel cut off from God because you're cut off from your own true nature. That's hell. Not a fire burning your skin, but a fire burning your peace. The anxiety that keeps you awake at night. The guilt you carry for years. The resentment that eats your heart from the inside. The voice that whispers, "You're not enough." No demon needs to torture you. Your own ego will do the job perfectly. And Jesus wasn't condemning people to this fate. He was pointing to the suffering we create when we forget who we truly are. Now let's flip the mirror. When Jesus used the phrase, eternal life, he wasn't talking about biological immortality. He wasn't saying you'll live forever somewhere else. He was describing a shift of consciousness, awakening to the presence of God within you. You know those moments when time stops? When you feel completely alive, open, connected to something larger. When fear dissolves, and you sense a quiet wisdom guiding you. That is a glimpse of eternal life. It's not a reward. It's a state of being. And this is why Jesus kept saying, "Those with eyes to see, let them see." Because heaven is not a later destination. It's a present perception. Think of it like this. Two people can walk through the same world, same streets, same challenges, same storms. Yet one experiences life as heavy, dark, hopeless, while the other sees meaning, possibility, and divine guidance in everything. Same world, different consciousness. One living in hell, one living in heaven. And the difference between them isn't luck, or morality, or religious status. It's awareness. This is why Jesus' teachings were so radical. He kept pushing people back to their inner world. He talked about the eye being the lamp of the body. He said the kingdom was at hand. He said you must be born again, not of flesh, but of spirit, meaning a rebirth of awareness. He was describing a transformation in how you perceive yourself, God, and the world. But let's go deeper, because the metaphors of fire, darkness, and separation suddenly make perfect sense when you see them as psychological realities. When Jesus described hell as a place of outer darkness, think about what it feels like to live emotionally disconnected, going through life numb, distant, empty. That's spiritual darkness. When he mentioned weeping and gnashing of teeth, picture the internal torment of people who feel trapped in regret or envy. People who know they're living below their potential but can't break the cycle. That's weeping and gnashing of teeth. When he talked about the fire that never goes out, picture the burning restlessness of a mind that can't find peace. That's the unquenchable fire. All symbolic, all internal, all painfully familiar. Jesus wasn't threatening you. He was describing the psychological consequences of living disconnected from God consciousness. And now the opposite becomes beautifully clear. Heaven isn't clouds, halos, or golden gates. It's the state of waking up from the illusion of separation. It's when your mind becomes still enough to feel the presence that has always been here. When the fear-driven identity dissolves and a deeper self emerges, quiet, steady, radiant. It's when love replaces judgment, when compassion replaces resentment, when awareness replaces reactivity. Heaven is not a reward for dying. It's a transformation available while you're alive. This is why Jesus spoke so much about love, not as a rule, but as a frequency. A consciousness that lifts you out of the ego's chaos and into the flow of divine presence. And once you understand this, the gospel becomes incredibly empowering. It's no longer about earning a place after death. It's about choosing your state of being in every moment. Let me give you an example you've probably lived without realizing it. Think of a moment when you forgave someone you didn't think you could ever forgive. The relief you felt, that sudden expansion in your chest, the way your breath changed, that was heaven. You stepped into it. Or think of a moment when you were stuck in anger, looping the same thoughts, unable to let go. That tightness in your jaw, the tension in your shoulders, the mental noise, that was hell. You were inside it. Jesus wasn't judging those states. He was warning us about how real they feel and how unnecessary they are once you awaken. So the big question becomes, if heaven and hell are states of consciousness, who decides where you live? Not a priest, not a book, not an institution, not even your past. It's your awareness, your interpretation, your willingness to wake up from the dream of fear. This is where the whole message collapses into a single truth. Heaven begins the moment you realize you're not separate from the divine. Hell begins the moment you forget. And maybe this explains why Jesus didn't give a map to heaven. He gave a way of being, a way of seeing, a way of returning to your true nature. Now, before we close, let me share something that often surprises people. The teachings of Jesus weren't meant to threaten your destiny. They were meant to liberate your consciousness. Follow me, he said, not into a faraway realm, but into a higher perception, a heart unburdened by ego, a mind illuminated by truth, a life guided from within. Heaven isn't later. Hell isn't beneath us. Both are here. Both are now. Both are reflections of your inner world. And every day, with every choice, every thought, every shift in awareness, you walk toward one or the other. If this video helped you see the teachings of Jesus from a new perspective, let me know in the comments. And if you want more explorations like this, hidden teachings, esoteric interpretations, and spiritual psychology, make sure to like this video and subscribe. It helps the channel grow and keeps this message reaching more people. But before you go, hold this one truth close. Heaven doesn't begin when your life ends. Heaven begins the moment you awaken.